Hello everyone. A very warm welcome to the Hindu newspaper Analysis Townhall. Today is 19th of September and we're going to cover the following 5 topics from the Hindu newspaper. First one, very important from India's perspective. Saudi and Pakistan have signed a security pact under which attack on one country will be considered as an attack on the other. Here we will see what are the possible implications on India. Second, equalizing primary food consumption in India. Here the writer has argued for shifting towards the Thali model and also discusses what are the various disparities in the distribution under PDS. Third, Sustainable Development Goal Index has been released. The index has been released where India's rank has improved to 99th. But the SDG 3, there has been poor performance that is related to the health. Here we will analyze the SDG 3 and India's performance. Why did India condemn Doha strike? Israel attack on Doha and India condemned it. So here are various digressions in India's approach to the Middle East, like attack on Iran. India did not condemn. India condemned, but not in the strong words as it did with Doha. So why India condemned it and what is the importance of Doha for India? Then stubble burning. Supreme Court's remark on the possible arrest of the farmers who are doing the stubble burning. Let's start. Yes. Attack on one is an attack on the both. Saudi and Pakistan have come to an arrangement where attack on one country will be considered as an attack on the other country. It is going to have big impacts on India. Although the details have not been disclosed, what does it mean and how much cooperation is expected to be there in case of one country is attacked by the other? But the context is recently Israel attacked Qatar and earlier it has attacked Iran also. Okay, so now Saudi Arab wants support of a nuclear nation and Pakistan is a nuclear nation. Apart from this, in the Middle East, Israel is also a nuclear nation. So this is a agreement between Saudi Arabia and a nuclear nation, that is Pakistan. Here the importance for us is what is going to be the impact on India. India has said that India is studying what is going to be the impact. Let us see. Possible impacts on India. First one, this pact would give Pakistan a sense of greater strategic backing. Definitely. Saudi is a major player in Middle East. And it will strengthen the Pakistan's position also at the regional level. Saudi Arabia has the potential of investing in Pakistan, can give the financial support to the Pakistan and also military support. At the same time, Saudi Arabia has very good relations with the United States and also has the protection of United States. So extension of this can be done to the Pakistan also. So Pakistan and Saudi Arabia both having good relation, presently good relation with the United States. So it can have negative impact on India. This financial and embolden Pakistan. Third, India's diplomatic challenge. See, India has good relationship with Saudi Arab. At the same time, India has good relationship with Israel also. So now Saudi Arab has come up with Pakistan to counter Israel. Now it becomes diplomatically challenged for India to balance between Saudi Arab and Israel. So now for India, the challenge is Israel is on one side and on another there is Middle East. Here it is Saudi Arab, Qatar, Iran. These countries are very important for India from the perspective of oil and gas imports and also the diaspora. A huge diaspora, Indian diaspora, lives in these countries and also the regional security, the terrorism issue. Next, symbolism and regional dynamics. Yes, this step basically shows a Muslim military alliance. There have been various, point of views of the academics that it is a kind of a Islamic NATO with Pakistan the only Muslim majority nuclear power at its core. Pakistan is the only Muslim country which has the nuclear power. So it will be at the core in the Islamic NATO. Then also economic and energy dimension. India imports around 18 to 20% of its crude oil from Saudi Arabia. So any deterioration in ties could complicate India's energy security as well as investment flows. So India has diplomatic, security, economic and energy challenges which can emerge out of this pact. Also, for example, if tomorrow Pakistan attacks on India, like Pahalgam attack, in this case, if India retaliates, like Operation Sindoor, then Saudi Arab can enter. This is what the pact says. Details have not been made public, so it is going to be very challenging for India. We'll see what are the more impacts on it as the situation evolves, as some comments come from the Ministry of External Affairs. Yes, equalizing primary food consumption. Here, what the writer says. According to the writer, a World Bank report has come out over the past decade. What it says, over the past decade, India has significantly reduced the poverty, especially the extreme poverty, which means living on less than $2.15 per day. The report says, the World Bank report, basically the name as Poverty and Equity Brief, India 2025. The poverty has fallen from, extreme poverty has fallen from 16.2% to 2.3%. So this is a big fall in poverty. So the writer says this poverty measurement is skewed. Why? In the conventional approach, where the poverty measurement conventional approach, food intake was a criteria. Various committees, starting from the Alag committee, Tendulkar committee, Rangarajan committee, food intake on the basis of specific calorific value was the criteria. But the article says the calorie content is not the only criteria. We should include other criteria also, like a combination of carbohydrate, protein and vitamins. So we should include a thali which goes beyond just the calorie intake. A thali which can include like dal, roti, vegetable, rice, curd and salad. And its price according to 𝐼AS report is rupees 30. 30 rupees की एक थाली आती है, and we expect that a person consumes 2 thali per day. If we take this, one thali 30 rupees, so therefore 2 thalis per person per day. So in the 2023 and 24, the data would come out 50% of the rural population and 20% of the urban population would not be able to afford 2 thalis per day. If they are not able to afford 2 thalis per day per person, does it mean that they are not poor? It means they are poor. Then what about the World Bank report? Okay, so this is the thing which the article discusses. Then article says that the PDS, public distribution system, it deals effectively with food deprivation. It provides the food, but it basically focuses on the carbohydrate part, the cereals like wheat, rice. Okay, so even after giving the PDS, the rice and wheat, this is the 50% and 20%. Even after giving the PDS, 40% in the rural area and 10% in the urban area, population will not be able to afford the thali, 2 thalis per day. So this, even after getting the subsidies. So this is the situation of poverty, the real ground poverty, because the measurement has been on caloric value, how much calorific value one is drawing from the food. But that is not the only criteria. We need other things like protein, vitamin, a balanced and self-contained unit of food consumption. Okay, so what needs to be done? Restructuring of the PDS. There's one more thing which the article discusses. There is a diversion, exclusion error and inclusion error in the PDS distribution. Why? Because the 90 to 95% fractile, that is those who are able to afford 2 thalis per day, and 0 to 5% fractile are those who are not able to afford 2 thalis per day. They both are getting the food under PDS. Those who are rich enough to buy 2 thalis per day, they should not be getting the food under PDS. And while those under this fractile, they should get it. So first one is eliminating subsidies for the wealthy. Eliminate for those whose food consumption exceeds a reasonable norm, like such as 2 thalis per day. Those who are able to buy 2 thalis per day by on their own, they do not need the food subsidy. They do not need the food under PDS. So exclude them. Second, expand the PDS to include pulses. Pulses, why? Source of nutrition, protein. Okay. And consumption is of the pulses is very much lower among the poor. Per capita consumption for the poor fractile, that is 0 to 5% fractile, is half that of 95 to 100 fractile. Those who are able to buy, afford 2 thalis per day, इनका जो pulses का consumption है, it is double of the people who can't afford 2 thalis. So जिनको 2 थाली afford कर रहे हैं उनको food भी मिल रहा है, PDS के अंदर जो नहीं कर पा रहे उनको भी नहीं मिल रहा. But at the same time, they are consuming double the pulses as of those. So the article says that the people in this fractile, they should get the pulses under the PDS. Then there should be reduction in the cereal entitlement. Basically, the rice and wheat, it is given more than what is required. So therefore, if we reduce this, it will reduce the financial burden on the government and also the lower stocking requirement for the Food Corporation of India. So these are the suggestions which have been given in the article. Rest is some random data which is not required for the exam point of view. What is important is this Thali model, this Crisil report, this data on the reality of poverty and affordability of food, and then the restructuring of the PDS. Next article. Yes. Sustainable Development Goal Index has been released by United Nations Sustainable Development Solution Network, SDSN, where India ranked at 99 out of 167 countries. Last year, India's rank was 109. So let us see what the article says. India's rank 99, improving, but SDG 3 India performed poorly, especially in rural and tribal areas. Let us support it with data. First of all, SDG 3 talks about healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. This is what the SDG 3 says. There are very specific targets under SDG 3, like maternal mortality rate, like how many mothers die per 1 lakh live births. Currently, India, it is 97 and the target is of 70. So we are far from achieving it. Under 5 mortality rate, target is 25 and currently it is 32. This data is very important. This usually we do not get at one place. Okay, so the target is also given and current status in India is also given. Life expectancy in India is at 70 years. The target is of 73.6 years. Out of pocket health expenditure, it should be 7.8% of the household consumption. मतलब total जो expenditure consumption पे हो रहा है उसका 7.8%, but it is still 13% of household consumption is going on the out of pocket health expenditure. Immunization is also not 100%. It is currently 93.2%. Okay, why these gap persists? First of all, structural issues, weak health infrastructure, primary, secondary, tertiary, all kind of healthcare infrastructure, hospitals, doctors, nurses, equipments, poor rural coverage. The situation in rural areas is even worse. Economic barriers, high medical cost, low insurance penetration. If insurance penetration is low, therefore if insurance is not there, so the cost of getting medical treatment is very high. Non-economic factors also, like malnutrition, poor sanitation, lifestyle diseases are there. Then cultural stigma is also there. Mental and reproductive health care को भी stigma के तौर पर देखा जाता है. So what should be done? It talks about 3-pronged approach. First of all, insurance. I think last week also we covered an article on insurance, the importance of insurance and how and why universal health insurance should be there. Firstly, universal health insurance. It can help in reducing the catastrophic healthcare costs for families and therefore promoting the equitable access to services. Then high quality primary healthcare. Primary healthcare is very important. Why? For early disease detection, reducing hospitalization costs and improving long-term health outcomes. Also talks about promoting digital health tools like telemedicine to bridge gaps in rural and underserved areas. See, अगर रूरल एरिया में डॉक्टर्स कम हैं, टेलीमेडिसिन को प्रमोट किया जा सकता है वीडियो कॉल पे. दे कैन बी वन असिस्टेंट एट द health center at the rural area who can assist the patient by consulting it with the doctor in the urban area through telemedicine. Okay, then school may health education should be there. It will help in, it is kind of cost effective preventive measure. Preventive measure है, cost effective है, so that what can be developed is lifelong healthy habits can be developed among the children, like healthy nutrition, hygiene and mental health. Case studies of Japan and Finland has been given. What is there? फिनलैंड में स्कूल बेस्ड हेल्थ रिफॉर्म हुए 1970s में, जिसमें फोकस किया गया न्यूट्रिशन पे, हाइजीन पे एंड लाइफस्टाइल पे, एंड इट रिजल्टेड इनटू द रिड्यूसिंग कार्डियोवास्कुलर डिजीज रेट इन द डेकेड दैट फॉलोड. मतलब हार्ट डिजीजेस में कम हुए व्हेन द स्कूल में न्यूट्रिशन, हाइजीन एंड लाइफस्टाइल चेंजेस पे फोकस किया गया. सिमिलरली इन जापान में कंपल्सरी हेल्थ एजुकेशन को इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया, which was linked to the hygiene practice and longer life expectancy in Japan. So these steps should be taken in India also. Okay, so this is about the SDG 3. These are the sustainable development goals which to be achieved by 2030, and this is the status of India as of SDG 3 as of 2025. Let's just quickly see what are these. No poverty. Remember these. Any day in exam, in prelims, a statement can come where you have to match under which target what is being targeted. No poverty. See, poverty, hunger, health, education. ये चार को इस तरह याद कर लो. Then gender and sanitation. Okay. Clean energy and economic growth. Infrastructure, inequalities. Then again we will go to how to make our city sustainable. Sustainable cities by responsible consumption. Last are for the climate. Climate action, life underwater, on land, strong institution and partnership of the countries. So you have to remember all these 17 goals. Why did India condemn Doha strike? Yes, Doha, we discussed in Pakistan, Saudi Arabia also. Let us just briefly see again. Israel attacked Doha. India condemned. Now situation for India is that India has good relation with Israel also and Qatar also. Why India's stance changed now? Was it different earlier? There are two reasons which the people say is first one, second one. First one is there is a change in policy, foreign policy of India towards Middle East. And second is it happened because of good relation with Qatar. In India's case, second is more prominent. Why? Because large diaspora of India stays in Qatar. At the same time, India imports LNG from Qatar. So Qatar is very important for India. Okay. What was India's stance earlier? For example, लास्ट में जो अर्लियर अटैक्स हुए इजराइल ने जो किए और कंट्रीज पे, फॉर एग्जांपल लाइक लेबनान, येमन, ट्यूनीशिया, सीरिया एंड ईरान, India showed some concern but did not condemn the way it has condemned the Qatar attack. Okay. On Iran also, when the SCO में एक स्टेटमेंट इशू किया गया अर्लियर which condemned the strike on the Iran. यूएस ने जो स्ट्राइक किया था ईरान पे उनको कंडेम किया गया. इंडिया ने अपने आप को डिसोसिएट किया. इंडिया ने उस स्टेटमेंट को एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया. बट नाउ द एससीओ की जब जॉइंट डिक्लेरेशन हुई उसमें उसको कंडेम किया तो इंडिया ने उसको सपोर्ट कर दिया. बेसिकली ईरान पे जो अटैक हुआ यूएस का, इजराइल का, पहले इंडिया ने उसको कंडेम नहीं किया, बट जो फाइनल डिक्लेरेशन था जिसमें उसको कंडेम किया, इंडिया ने उसे डिक्लेरेशन को साइन किया. सो इट शोज द कन्फ्लिक्टिंग बेसिकली द रिस्पॉन्स गिवन बाय इंडिया. इन कतार के केस में इंडियन डायस्पोरा वहां पर अच्छा खासा है. ओके. नाउ इन द एज ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शनलिज्म. व्हाट इज ट्रांजैक्शनलिज्म? बेसिकली गिव एंड टेक. You just can't sit on the fence and say, okay, all disputes should be resolved by mutual discussion through diplomacy. You have to take sides. Okay, otherwise you'll be of no use. Take side doesn't mean that you just take one side entirely, but you should have some specific stance. Okay. In the past also India's silence on Gaza, yes, Gaza के ऊपर भी हमने डिस्कस किया था पीछे कि many countries are now showing change in stance over Gaza. Even the European countries like France, Italy, they are now recognizing Palestine as a separate nation, and they want a two nation theory now to become the reality. Okay. Qatar is a crucial supplier of gas to India because of the strategic linkage and importance of Qatar. Now, one more angle, if you see what has happened basically, अब पाकिस्तान और सऊदी अरब का हो गया, ठीक है. कतर इज ऑल्सो मुस्लिम कंट्री. अब कतर इसको भी अगर इंडिया क्रिटिसाइज ना करे तो मिडल ईस्ट में इंडिया का रोल बिल्कुल धीरे धीरे डिमिनिश हो जाएगा. ओके, नाउ इंडिया हैज टू मेंटेन रिलेशन इन द मिडल ईस्ट for various reasons we discussed, like security, regional security, oil, gas, diaspora. Okay, investment also. UAE, Saudi Arabia, they are investing in huge amount in India. Okay, so because of all those reasons, now Qatar, the Middle East countries have become important for India. And Israel, India supported Israel, but up to some extent you have to criticize it. So that is why India change in the stance change was there visible in the Doha strike. It's last. Yes, the stubble burning issue. We all know every year it comes, the stubble burning. Okay, so Supreme Court basically has talked about possibility of prosecuting farmers. Supreme Court basically says कि भाई कुछ strict step लो so that this problem of stubble burning can be stopped. अब stubble burning से क्या होता है? Pollution. अभी कल एक स्टडी थी नहीं कि इससे जो कैंसर है स्पेशली इन विमेन, उसके चांसेस अब इंक्रीज हो रहे हैं नॉर्थ इंडिया में. ओके, अब पोल्यूशन होने से फिर क्या होता है? पोल्यूशन को कंट्रोल करने के लिए स्कूल क्लोज हो जाते हैं, स्कूल बंद कर दो, कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटी बंद कर दो. अब इसके ऊपर भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटी को बंद मत करो. व्हाई? अब ड्यूरिंग द टाइम कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटीज आर बैंड, तो जो डेली वेज वर्कर है, हाउ वुड दे अर्न एंड हाउ वुड दे सर्वाइव? At the same time, it negatively impacts the economy, it impacts the education. So instead of getting like having so much impact on various things, education, economy, small workers, pollution, health impacts, why are you not able to control the stubble burning? उसको होने ही मत दो. Various initiatives should be there, like कुछ भी करो. There can be use of machines so that उसको जलाने की जरूरत ही ना पड़े stubble को. At the same time, there can be subsidy for the farmers. If these are not functioning, then go for the arrest. Okay, there are various mechanisms in place like air quality management, that the commission for air quality management, but कुछ हो नहीं रहा है. Every year whatever we are witnessing is the pollution only. So this is the issue. We'll see this year what happens during the October-November phase, how it is tackled. Okay, so these are the articles for today. I am attaching these handouts in the comment box. If you have any issue, any query, you can ask in the comment box. Now we'll see you tomorrow. Till then, good luck. Goodbye. Thank you.